So when I was 18 years old, I came in jail. Police picked me up. After that, I came on the streets. I became homeless. From 18 years old, homeless to a sales director in Dubai, making 40K plus a month with sales. We always in need for great closers. But all these closers has no structure. You can't teach someone to become a top number one closer if you're coached by a coach who just started and has his first 10K day. So I created a structure and I quit my job in corporate and started the Wolfpack group. Yes, welcome to the first Wolfpack podcast. Today we're going to talk about sales, about the company we're creating, the blueprint, the structure, how to close somebody in one call, and what is working right now to close somebody. Next to me, we have Lorenzo. Lorenzo is the head coach of the Wolfpack group. And I scout him, I handpicked him because he's the number one closer in Europe. His numbers don't lie. He has a conversion rate of 83%. He's still in the trenches and closing everything what is on his path. And now I signed him in the Wolfpack group. He believes in the vision and he's here to talk about sales with me. Welcome.
Yes, Melvin, thanks for having me. I'm Lorenzo, for people who don't know me yet. I worked for a couple of years now in infobusinesses, closed for 2.5 years, and it changed my life completely. Closing rate around 80% approximately in more than 2 years. Before I was a closer, I was a logistics supervisor back in the days for 6-7 years. And when I went in the burnout, I started realizing I didn't want to have that life anymore. So from there, of course, I started in sales and I'm very grateful for it that it changed my life completely. I went from 3,000 a month to 30K a month. So I'm very grateful for it, of course. Yeah, me and Melvin met like a couple months ago. I felt some kind of energy, some kind of alignment with each other because we both came from nothing. And, in the Wolfpack, the energy is very important, right, guys? So, Melvin, just a quick question. Why did you start up with the Wolfpack in the first place?
Yeah, good question. So I've been in sales for the past 12 years. I started at door-to-door selling. Then I sold energy contracts. Then I went cold calling for solar panels. Then I went selling courses. In the past 12 years, I've been in sales. So when I was 18 years old, I came in jail. Police picked me up. After that, I came on the streets. I became homeless. And the only thing I could do, because I had no diplomas, nothing, is selling. Because I love to talk. I was really extrovert. And I started my first sales job. And I saw how easy you can make money with knocking on doors. So I fell in love with sales. So in 12 years, I worked my ass up. From 18 years old, homeless to a sales director in Dubai, making 40K plus a month with sales. And in the past 12 years, I saw that there's a huge gap for good closers, for good people who actually know how to close a deal in one call. But I saw that because I was running a lot of sales teams, I created a lot of sales teams, I trained a lot of guys. You have personalities who have a lot of potential to become a good salesperson because they are extrovert, they have a certain EQ. Those guys have the most potential to become a great closer. But the problem of these guys is that they use their skill, their talent, in the wrong way. I mean, selling in a call center or selling door to door and get a salary and maybe a little bonus. Maximum you can make 4K a month. So when I came in touch with high-ticket closing, I saw that the people who are calling in call centers from 9 to 9. What I did for years, calling 9 to 9, making maybe maximum 7K a month with selling electricity contracts or whatsoever, lottery tickets or subscriptions for newspapers, whatever. Those same guys in a different position, using their talent on a different way, can make 10, 20, 30K. But the thing was, the guys who were doing that, I saw their role plays, I saw their closing calls, and I knew that they had no structure. So what did I do the past 5 years? To be honest, in 12 years, half of it, I was really good in sales, I thought, and I made a lot of sales, but I had no idea what I was doing. So the last 5 years, I followed every course you can imagine, from Daniel G, Jordan Belfort, Jeremy Miner, Dan Lok, Sam Ovens. I read every book, How to Make Friends and Influence People, Persuasion, Influence from Cialdini. You can name a book of sales, and I read it. I really studied the psychology behind sales. And I created the Dutch Wolf Blueprint, what is now the Dutch Wolf Blueprint, because I started with this branding the 1st of February this year. And I implemented this blueprint in my team in Dubai when I was a sales director. And it worked. It worked. But I was still in corporate. I was still working for a boss. And in the meantime, I saw a huge demand of great closes. I saw that in this digital era, a lot of people popping up with their personal brands. A lot of people create a digital offer. If it is SaaS, maybe it is an info product, e-com trading, whatever. We always in need for great closers. But all these closers has no structure. So I created this structure. And I quit my job in corporate and started the Wolfpack group. I wanted to create an environment for people like me when I was 18 years old, had nothing, had no idea what to do with my life, and just knocking on doors without knowledge that I can become a high-tech closer, make 10, 20, 30, some people do 50K a month. And I created an ultra shortcut for these guys with a Dutch Wolf blueprint. Now, 8 months later, we have 100 members in the Wolfpack group. We generated over 5 million for our contracts, because if this person in sales or have a normal job starts in our program, we train him, we teach him everything you need to know to close a deal in one call and become a 1% closer, and eventually place him at a proposition, which is in my network. And I created a really insane network the last 12 years. You know me, right? My network is insane. I know all the guys in the info space. And now all these guys are connected with the Wolfpack and doing great numbers. We have guys bring in 300K plus cash collected for one proposition.
What makes the Dutch Blueprint different than other frameworks?
I think the fact that we have a framework and that we have a structure is really important. What it makes different is that this is based on 12 years of sales experience. It's not based on somebody who did a 1 year great in sales and thinks he invented the wheel. I invested hundreds of thousands of euros in myself to create this. I did a lot of second opinions with great closers like you, for example, and other people connected with the Wolfpack. So the first version of the Dutch Wolf Blueprint is something I created the past 12 years. But now, 8 months later, we redefined it. We created the Dutch Wolf Blueprint version 2. So what we did really well the past 8 months. But I know that alone you will come far. But together you will take over everything. So instead of competing to other coaches, I decided to collaborate with the best coaches in the market. So what we did last 2 months, I handpicked the best closers in the market, the best coaches. I needed the best coach for objection handling. I found Paulo Flores. I needed the best closer in the space and knows exactly what is the best framework, and I found you. I found the person who is extremely strong in the human psychology behind sales. I found Nora. I found somebody else who is extremely good in positioning a client, and I found the person who is extremely good in sales fundamentals, and I found Julita. And now a new era will come, because we redefined the Dutch Wolf Blueprint to version 2 together with you, with Paulo, with Julita, with Nora. We created something that is insane. We already implemented. You're implementing.
It's really crazy, guys. It's unbelievable. The strength of pre-handling objections and really go in depth with the person. And what we also teach in the program, guys, is that you really have to detach yourself from the outcome and really focus on the service and attach yourself to helping people. That's really where the focus is in our framework. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. So what we teach our guys, and that is one thing I also learned from you, and it's like, we believe ego is the enemy. I can be the Dutch wolf and I know everything and I have 12 years experience, but I also know that there are people maybe better than me, and I can compete to them and still screaming that I'm the best. But if you want to grow and become the number one sales organization, you have to collab with people who are as great as you or maybe better than you. And that's why I found you. Lorenzo, can you tell a little bit more? What is your story? Like, you started 2 years ago, high ticket sales. You worked at the Domino's and you became number one closer with a conversion rate of 83%. Everyone in the Netherlands in the sales space knows who you are. How did you do that?
It's a crazy story, man, to be honest. So I went in a burnout, and from there I was very emotional, and it was a very dark time for me. But there, of course, I started reading books and I started listening to my feelings, and I wanted freedom, guys. So freedom is the most important thing in life, right? So I started thinking, okay, I have to do something about my situation. So I went into sales. Didn't have a big capital, to be honest. So I started with 4K or something. I loaned it from my stepdad. I was 3,000 in debt or something. From there, of course, you really need to rebuild yourself to have the right habits, the right morning routine, evening routine, and the right people around you. So I skipped all my friends and really focused on the people I, met in the sales space. And then there I found you, man.
Yeah, it's insane actually, because you do like consistently around 30K a month. For a lot of people, that's insane. Without diploma, without knowledge 2 years ago about sales. Yeah, respect that, bro. And we see it also in the Wolfpack.
It's crazy.
Yeah, look at Calvin. He went from broke, loaning money as well, going to make 30K in his first month. Insane.
Without any experience, right?
Without any experience, like that's insane. And also with a lot of help from you, because you're the head coach and we have a really strong team. Because so when you start at the Wolfpack group, as you know, is that when they start with a program, we teach him the blueprint. We do a lot of role plays till you're ready to get the placement at the proposition. But we have a really strong exam before we place somebody, because we really respect our contractors, and we can't place people who are not ready yet, because you burn a lot of warm leads in our space. So I think that the Wolfpack group separates itself because when you finalize the program and you have your exam, we keep training you. People can book on one-on-one coaching with you, everyone in the group, 1 hour, and you go through their calls and stuff. We keep training the guys because we get a little percentage of the deals they make. That's also our earning model. So it is win-win. We need to create the best possible closes, because we can place them and make assets, because they start with us and they never go, because we keep training them. We have 4 times a week groups coaching now. With the version 2, we have 4 times a week groups coaching. Monday with me, sales fundamentals. Tuesday with you, the framework. Then we have Wednesday, we have Paulo Flores, objection handling. Thursday, Nora Elmas, about the human psychology of sales. And then we have also Friday, we have a groups coaching from Jolita. And then we also have a female-only coaching for the female pack. It's insane.
That's an interesting one, man. Like, how did you even start it with the female Wolfpack?
So I created the Wolfpack group, and me reaching out to new contractors and have conversations, meetings, they all ask about female closers. Everyone needs female closer. And the reason for that is that a woman can go more in depth with a client about more in emotional depth, what is really important. Because a customer buys based on emotional decisions, right, not always rational. B2B is a different story, but on the B2C side, and women can go more in depth with that. So we had 2 ladies who joined the Wolfpack. Well, it's a brotherhood, it's like a man world, like screaming and shouting and ooh, 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 like we have real wolves.
But high energy masculinity.
High energy masculinity. Yes, yeah. Yes. There came a girl and we trained her and we placed her, and she crushed it. She fucking crushed it. So I knew there was a high demand of female closers. I knew there were a lot of women who want to start as a remote closer. Look at the USA, they have Shelby Sub. But the thing is, with her coaching program, it became so huge. So many people started. I think there is no one-on-one contact anymore there, or it's really hard to find, or really expensive. We have all the time, and we build this environment, this sales machine, this sales powerhouse, that we can provide all these ladies one-on-one coaching. We do the groups coaching, but I'm a guy. Mm-hmm. And I'm really direct. You know me, right? I'm really direct, and I'm really good with the guys, but I needed a face of the company. So I created the female pack, and I needed a face of the company. So I was searching around in the market for the strongest female closer. And bro, right? It was really hard. There are no female closers, and everyone needs a female closer. So it's a huge gap, right? There's a reason we decided to jump in this gap, and we found Nora Elmas. And Nora Elmas is insane.
She's a real killer, man.
She's insane. Her conversion
after the
rate,
work ethic, the way she closes.
Yeah, she has a conversion rate within our company now of 100%. It's crazy, insane. It's insane. So I learned even from her. So I hired her as the CEO of the female pack. We created an insane program. A lot of structure, and also she brought a lot of structure within our company because we're guys, and we're trying to create the number one sales organization. And she brought a lot of structure with the roadmaps and with like the checklist and stuff and everything we're doing like internally with the backend. So that was great. And we already opened up for a few ladies who couldn't wait for the launch in December. And they're already crushing it. So Lorenzo, I have a question for you. When I called you and asked you like, yo, Lorenzo, listen up. I heard that you're the greatest. And I've seen your numbers. It's insane. I want you to join the Wolfpack and become my head coach. What went through you? What is the reason that you finally said yes and joined the Wolfpack, the movement?
For me, it was the brotherhood and also to be the best. And what you already mentioned before, right? You need like a mastermind to be the best. Of course, you can do it alone, but I think like if you have like very good, strong people around you, that even makes you better, right? Not only for the business in sales, but also for personal development and to really go to the next chapter in your life as well. So that's what I enjoyed, man, because I learned like in the info space, a lot of closers are on their own. And I think like if you have more closers around you, or not only closers, but I mean like sales people as well, that can level up, you can level up like 10 times harder, maybe like 100 times harder as well.
Yeah.
So it also defines us as a sales company that we also have a leaderboard, of course. So you also created an application. So why did you start with the application in the first place, Melvin?
So I've been in sales for 12 years. I worked in a lot of call centers. And what I loved about this call center, that you have like incentives and that you have like gamification. That hyped me always. Working towards something, towards prizes, towards a championship. So I created a leaderboard within the company. What nobody does, because you buy a course and good luck, bye-bye, ciao, I have your money, fuck off, I'm gonna get more people in. That's not what we're doing. Yes, we want people in because we can place them,
right?
But we want to create the best possible garden within the company and the butterflies will come itself. So I created the leaderboard. When you make a deal, as a wolf, you get placed, then you make a deal as a wolf, you put it in the application and your deals will come in the leaderboard. And the best closers are on top of the list, of course. So we had a leaderboard in the application, but we had to fill it in, go to ChatGPT, put it in a spreadsheet, like it was not automated. So I thought, why we don't create this call center on fucking steroids for the high ticket closing market, worldwide, digital. So I created the application, the Wolfpack app. There is a leaderboard in and we give away every month prizes. For example, this month, the first prize is a trip to Dubai, a meet and greet with me. The second place is a Cartier bracelet. The third place is a Rode mic. But it doesn't stop there because every 3 months we go on a champions trip. And coming January, we go to Curacao with a team of the Wolfpack, but also the top 5 closers. So that will be insane. So you can work towards something. So people are going crazy right now, putting their deals in the application, see their names there. We have a Hall of Fame. So if you made like 10K in one day, and that is the best achievement of the whole group, your name will stay there. That's crazy, right?
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. I think no one ever did this. We created an online call center for high ticket closers on steroids, all digital, internationally.
It's like a brotherhood, but also kind of brotherhood competition, some kind of way.
Yes.
You want to be the best, right? Every month.
Exactly. And the beauty within the company is everyone is helping each other. People become friends. They meet each other. We really create like friend groups within the company. That is great.
Why is it important for you that your coaches as well still closing for other businesses?
So the reason for that is when I did my due diligence of other sales coaching businesses, always the coaches within the company were people who bought a course from the same coaching and then become a coach. Like, I think it's easy, but you can't teach someone to become a top tier, top number one closer if you're coached by a coach who just started and has his first 10K day. So I handpicked the best closers in the market who are still closing because the market is changing so fast. The questions we asked a year ago, we can't use anymore because people understand what happens on a closing call. So that's why it's really important that you have coaches who are top tier, breach through the 20K months and still in the trenches, have a minimal experience of like 2 years, did over minimal 1 million in deals. So that separates us from the rest, man.
They really need to have like a track record, right?
100%, because Sales is not only one skill, it's also experience.
Yeah. And we also really deep dive into the people themselves, right? If they start in the program, not only specifically in sales, but also about personal growth, reading books, taking cold showers, doing meditation. That's also what to do. Like,
it's the whole shebang. So when you start with us, we create a roadmap. We see your limiting beliefs. We execute all the limiting beliefs. We make the best version of a wolf to reach their full potential.
yeah, because how you are in daily life, that's also how you're gonna be presented in your sales call, right? So if you are a pleaser or whatever, you can't, handle objections.
Sales is energy, and if your energy is low, which comes from bad habits, you won't close the deal, because we need to have a client on an uncertainty level of number 10. And if you're uncertain as a closer, the customer will never buy because they're also uncertain.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, cool.
So guys, if you've seen this podcast, the first podcast of the Wolfpack Group, together with my right hand and head coach of the Wolfpack Group, Lorenzo, and you think maybe I can join this, maybe I can do this as well, maybe you're in sales, maybe you have a 9-to-5 and just want to reach your full potential with sales, click off the link below and book a call, and maybe you're our next Wolf.